Hello everybody, my name is Hofstad's Tortoise and welcome to Scourge over Waterloo Tutorial 3. In this tutorial I'll be showing you the basics of infantry fighting and how to use individual brigades to take out your enemy. We are playing as Marshal de Camp Jean-Brice Brou of the Brigade Brou of the 14th Division d'Infanterie. Now which one am I? So we have 4 units under our command and we only command the brigade commander. We'll be using this little enemy here as a test group. To move your entire brigade, since I have command of only the soldier of the brigade commander, we'll move up everybody column by divisions. An important thing to note regarding the take command function is that, let's say you take command of one of these units. Now, if I say take command of him and try to move everyone again, this article did not move at all. This is because this infantry regiment is still under my command. So basically, this one is no longer under command of him, but is under command of me directly. So that way, he will not be able to do basic functions. He will not be able to respond by the AI. I will have to use everything manually. So we'll get rid of him, and then reform. And there we go, it moves up again. So let's get everybody move up. Now assault by divisions is probably the best formation for attacking an enemy. What this does is that it completely forms up a line with reserves in the back of each regiment. On contact, these regiments will form these reserves will form up on either side and they will start pummeling the enemy in the line. So let's move up and we can show this. The enemy has noticed me and they are ready to form their line one day. Now if I am in a hurry, I could let these guys just do their own thing, but I don't want to do that. I want to kill these guys as quickly as is possible with as little casualties to my own men. For this you will want to flank the enemy. So you take command of one of the guys that is the most out of the way and move them across. You have several options here. So we'll put them in a line formation and tell them to run. A better idea to do this is to put them into a column formation. What this does is if the outer edges of the group hits there, they'll charge into a melee. You do not want this because you may lose. You want to make it as tight as possible when approaching the enemy. And then reform up into a line once you feel comfortable. Now, they did already retreat, but that's because I have a whole lot. Now, let's talk about why flanking works so well. It's because of how the musket fires. When an infantryman fires this musket, it doesn't... the general error does not go from left to right. It usually goes over or under the enemy. When you form up a line, basically, it does go in a straight line, the shots, but they also go above. So that way there is more chance of hitting the enemy on the other side, due to how high the musket tends to fire. Because these guys do not have much to aim, believe it or not, but these guys actually do have more chance to hit the enemy. Let's unpause it. Now let's talk about how individual movement works. And this is the great thing about the Groghead's toolbar, because you'll have a lot here. Now this guy is under complete command, so I'll have total control. Let's talk about what each individual one does. This is the force move and attack march, where it basically just goes forward and continues attacking in one straight line. This one here is Split Battalion, and this allows you to split off several skirmishes. Normally the AI will do this for you, so you don't have to worry about this function. Over here is Advance when Engaged, which will force them to move upwards very, very slowly. This is the Retreat button, and here is Flank Left and Flank Right. This allows them to move left and to right, just in case the enemy moves back a bit. Over here is Use Roads. The thing about roads is that they increase the speed at which your units move, so you'll want to use that a lot. Now lying down is an important function. Basically, this is the best defense for when you have artillery bombarding you and you're waiting for the enemy to approach. This is most evident in the attack of Comte Olon's force and the original assault towards the Allied line. Most of the forces were lying down, and this allows them to avoid a lot of cannonballs, because if you get a cannonball to the head, it's going to be smashed into atoms. Resupply. This will allow you to replenish your ammo when you're near a carronade train, which is, I think there's one over here. I thought there was, but I guess not. This is about face, which switches them from facing that way into that way, or that way to that way, vice versa, whatever. Typical advanced forward ones. Box formation. This is your best defense against cavalry, and this allows... Now, an important note, if cavalry is charging you, and you have to take command on, and you're in a line, your infantry will not automatically form into a box. If you have take command off, this has the best chance. If you're not paying attention, the infantry will form a box if this is off when cavalry approaches, because the AI has an automatic fail-safe method when cavalry gets too close. But if this is on, your guys will get slaughtered. You have typical line formation and column, which does so if you're marching in column on the road, the speed of your units is increased heavily. This is column die divisions, which is your typical... Actually, I have no idea what this does, so we'll ignore that. Bring these guys up a bit and back into a line. Over here is your wheeling function, which allows you to change the angle. This is oblique right and left. I don't actually use this that much, but zigzag, yay. And this is just more very individual movement things, so you can use those as you wish. What's next? What's next? You have your charge button and retreat, which allows you to charge right into the enemy or run back if you're a little bit scared. These are more formations, but they're not that important. I don't really know the difference between them. Okay, this has been Hofstad's Tortoise, teaching you how to use your individual regiments to fight and defeat the enemy. Well, at least individual enemy regiments. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please consider liking and subscribing, and join me for part 4 of this tutorial of how to use your cavalry.